Assalamualaikum students, welcome you all to chemistry session. Today we are discussing about sugar industry, course code CAM 4131 and course title is Common Industries 1. Now introduction to sugar industry. Sugar industry is one of the most important agro-based industries and has an important impact on rural economy. Sugar industries development is backbone to economic development of the nation. Sugarcane is the key raw material for the producing of the sugar. Sugar in general term indicating the sweetening agent and source of energy. Sugar also plays an important role in metabolism of the plants and animals. What is meant by metabolism? Metabolism is a term that is used to describe all chemical reactions involved in maintaining the living state of the cells and organism. Sugar derived from carbohydrates and sugar also most abundant organic compound. What is meant by carbohydrates? Polyhydroxy compounds of aldehydes are known as carbohydrates. Their general formula is CnH2ON and represents the number of carbon atoms. Pakistan, 12th largest producer of the sugar. Consumption of sugar is 25 kg for each person or per capita. More than 81 sugar mills are present in Pakistan. Now, history of the sugar. The word for sugar in most languages of the world are derived from Sanskrit word sharkara. It is from India that the knowledge of the sugarcane cultivation, production and use of sugar spread to different parts of the world. Sugar was first produced from sugarcane plants in northern India sometime after the 1st century. The derivation of the word sugar is thought to be from Sanskrit, meaning ground or candied sugar. The history of sugar has five main phases. First one is the extraction of sugarcane juice from the sugarcane plant and subsequent domestication of the plant in tropical regions. Second phase, the invention of the manufacture of cane sugar granules from sugarcane juice in India a little over 2000 years ago, followed by improvements in refining the crystals granules in India. The spread of cultivation and manufacture of cane sugar to Islamic world together with some improvements of the production methods. Fourth one is the spread of cultivation and manufacture of cane sugar to West India and tropical region of America beginning in the 16th century, followed by more intensive improvements in production in 17th through 19th centuries in that part of the world. Fifth one is the development of beet sugar, high fructose corn syrup and other sweeteners in 19th and 20th centuries. During Alexander invasion of India, Greeks learned about sugarcane and sugar in 325 before Christ. In 600 AD, Chinese learned the art of the sugar manufacture from Indians. The cultivation of sugar was introduced to Western world by Spanish and Portuguese in 16th century. पुर्तगास मीन पुर्तगाल के जो लोग थे और जो स्पेन के जो लोग थे उन लोगों ने भी जो इंडिया से ही कॉन्सेप्ट लिया शुगर केन की कल्टीवेशन का जो प्रोसेस है उन्होंने लर्न किया. आफ्टर एस्टेब्लिशमेंट ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी इन 1600 AD, sugar was exported to other countries from the India. And at the time of independence in 1947, there were only 2 sugar factories in Pakistan. The output of these factories was not sufficient for meeting the domestic requirements. Thus, the country started to import sugar from the other countries and huge foreign exchange was spent on this item. पाकिस्तान ने दूसरे ममालिक से जो शुगर की कमी को पूरा करने के लिए वहाँ से परचेज करना स्टार्ट कर दी. The first sugar mill was established at Tendu Muhammad Khan in Sindh province in the year of 1961. And Tendu Muhammad Khan district is second most populous city of the Sindh, Hyderabad. It has a railway station on the Badin Hyderabad branch line. During the year 1997 to 1998, there were 75 sugar mills in the country and it produces 2.4 million metric tons sugar per annum. In 2009 to 2010, sugar cane is grown on over a million hectares and provides the raw material for Pakistan's 81 sugar mills. अगर हम देखें 2009 से 2010 का जो ड्यूरेशन था उस वक्त शुगर केन की जो ग्रोथ थी पाकिस्तान में वो बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज़ हो चुकी थी और जो 81 शुगर मिल्स पाकिस्तान में मौजूद हैं उनके लिए जो रॉ मटेरियल था वो सफिशेंट था. शुगर केन इज़ एन इम्पोर्टेंट इंडस्ट्रियल एंड कैश क्रॉप in Pakistan and it produces numerous valuable byproducts like alcohol used by pharmaceutical industry, ethanol used as a fuel, bagasse used for the paper and fuel. देखें जो शुगर केन था ये बहुत ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्रियल लिहाज से बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस रखता है और ये कैश क्रॉप के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा फ़ायदेमंद है और इसका जो बाई प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो हमारे पास अल्कोहल्स आ जाती हैं और जो अल्कोहल्स है ये फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री में बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो यूज़ होने वाला मटेरियल है. एथानॉल को फ्यूल के तौर पे बहुत सारे कंट्री इस्तेमाल करते हैं. बगास जो है वो जो हम क्रिस्टलाइजेशन मतलब जो शुगर है वो हासिल कर लेते हैं जो सॉलिड वेस्ट मटेरियल बच जाता है उससे हम पेपर पल्प जो पल्प बनती है जिससे पे हम पेपर बनाते हैं और फ्यूल के तौर पे हम उस बगास को इस्तेमाल करते हैं. देखें जो शुगर है वो कैरम इज अ लैटिन वर्ड फॉर शुगर ड्राइव्ड फ्रॉम सैकराइड्स. जो हम शुगर को अगर हम साइंटिफिकली देखें तो वो हमारे पास लातीनी ज़बान का जो लफ्ज़ है सैकरम और उसको हम सैकराइड बोलते हैं. केमिकली अगर हम देखें तो शुगर कंसिस्ट ऑफ कार्बन, ऑक्सीजन एंड हाइड्रोजन एटम्स and is classified as carbohydrates. Carbohydrates containing polyhydroxy compounds of aldehydes are ketones. There are 3 main groups of sugars classified according to the way the atoms are arranged together in the molecular structure. अगर हम मॉलिक्यूल के लिहाज से देखें तो जो कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स है उसको 3 मेजर क्लासेस में जो है कन्वर्ट किया गया है. दीज ग्रुप्स आर क्लासिफाइड एज मोनोसैकेराइड्स एंड डाइसैकेराइड्स और पॉलीसैकेराइड्स एंड देयर जनरल फार्मूला ऑफ सैकेराइड्स इज CnH2ON. And bakers are not concerned with the polysaccharides जो हमारे पास बेकर्स होती हैं, जो बेकरियाँ होती हैं, वो पॉलीसैकेराइड्स को यूटिलाइज़ नहीं करते। वो इसलिए क्योंकि ये टेस्टलेस होते हैं। जो पॉलीसैकेराइड्स होते हैं वो टेस्टलेस होते हैं। लेकिन जो मोनोसैकेराइड्स होते हैं और जो डाइसैकेराइड्स होते हैं वो शुगर कंटेनिंग कंपाउंड्स होते हैं। उनमें शुगर मौजूद होती है, वो टेस्टलेस नहीं होते। इसलिए जो बेकर्स हैं वो मोनोसैकेराइड को ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल करते हैं और डाइसैकेराइड को भी जो है वो यूटिलाइज़ करते हैं। द latter two both sweeten, but they cannot be used interchangeably because they have different effects on the end product. ये जो हमारे पास मोनोसैकेराइड और डाइसैकेराइड की बात हो रही है, ये स्वीटन इन टेस्ट होते हैं, स्वीट एंड टेस्ट होते हैं, लेकिन हम इनको एक दूसरे की जगह यूटिलाइज नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि इनके जो इफेक्ट्स हैं वो हमारे पास डिफरेंट हैं। मोनोसैकेराइड के अपने इफेक्ट हैं और डाइसैकेराइड के अपने इफेक्ट हैं, इसलिए ये इंटरचेंजेबल नहीं हो सकते। Naming of the sugars. There are about 140 types of the sugars. Among these, there is a family of sugar with the name having the suffix ose, ose is associated. For example, sucrose, dextrose, glucose, and fructose, maltose, and mannose. The suffix indicates that whole family is built up from the components of the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in different proportions. In this family of the carbohydrate, different kinds of the sugars, the chemical name of ordinary sugar is sucrose, with which we are concerned in sugar factories. Carbohydrates are heterogeneous compounds. Carbohydrates means hydrate of carbon. It is because first members of this class which were studied had an empirical formula of CxN2H2OY. These are also commonly called as sugars. And types of sugars having two types. First one is reducing sugar and other one is non-reducing sugar. Reducing sugars. A reducing sugar is any sugar that is capable of acting as a reducing agent because it has a free aldehyde group or a free ketone group. Any sugar contains hemi-acetal group is called reducing sugars. हेमी-एसिटल ग्रुप का मतलब है कि अगर कार्बन के साथ हाइड्रोक्सिल ग्रुप और ईथर ग्रुप OR group attached to same carbon, then it will be known as hemi-acetal group. All monosaccharides are reducing sugars along with some disaccharides, some oligosaccharides, and some polysaccharides. The monosaccharides can be divided into two groups: the aldoses, which have an aldehyde group, the ketoses, which have ketone group. Ketoses must first automerize two aldoses before they can act as reducing sugars. The common dietary monosaccharides, galactose, glucose, and fructose are all reducing sugars. Disaccharides are formed from two monosaccharides and can be classified as either reducing or non-reducing sugars. Non-reducing disaccharides like sucrose and trehalose have glycosidic bonds between their anomeric carbon and cannot convert to an open chain form with an aldehyde group. They are stuck in the cyclic form. Reducing disaccharides like lactose and maltose have only one of their two anomeric carbons involved in glycosidic bond, while the other is free and can convert to an open chain form with an aldehyde group. The aldehyde functional group allows sugar to act as reducing agent. Sugars with hemiacetal are in equilibrium with an open ringed form containing aldehyde and will react as reducing agent toward certain oxidizing metal salt like copper and silver. कॉपर का कोई साल्ट इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं या सिल्वर का कोई साल्ट इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। जब ये रिड्यूसिंग शुगर के साथ रिएक्ट करेगा तो कॉपर का ऑक्साइड बन जाएगा और सिल्वर का भी कोई ऑक्साइड बन जाएगा। A reducing sugar is one that reduces an other compound and is itself oxidized, and that is the carbonyl group of the sugar is oxidized to carboxyl group. A sugar is classified as a reducing sugar only if it it has an open chain form with an aldehyde group or a free hemiacetal group. एक शुगर रिड्यूसिंग शुगर तब ही एक्ट कर सकती है अगर उसके पास ओपन चेन फॉर्म स्ट्रक्चर मौजूद है और एल्डिहाइड ग्रुप मौजूद है या फिर हेमी एसिटल ग्रुप होना चाहिए। All monosaccharides are reducing sugars because all monosaccharides have aldehyde group or can tautomerize in solution to form an aldehyde group. This includes common monosaccharides like galactose, glucose, glyceraldehyde, fructose, ribose, and xylose. Many disaccharides like cellobiose, lactose, and maltose also have a reducing form, as one of the two units may have an open chain form with an aldehyde group. Sucrose and trehalose, in which anomeric carbons of the two units are linked together, are non-reducing disaccharides since neither of the rings is capable of opening. The level of reducing sugars in wine, juice, and sugarcane are indicative of quality of these food products, and monitoring the levels of reducing sugar during food production has improved market quality. The conventional method for the doing so is the Lane method, which involves titrating reducing sugar with copper to in Fehling solution in the presence of methylene blue, a common redox indicator. It is inaccurate, expensive, and sensitive to impurities. Test for reducing sugar. First one is Benedict's reagent. Second one is Fehling reagent. First one is Benedict's reagent. It is a chemical reagent and complex mixture of sodium carbonate and sodium citrate and also copper sulfate pentahydrate. It is often used in the place of Fehling solution to detect the presence of reducing sugars. The presence of other reducing substances also gives a positive result. Such tests that use this reagent are called Benedict's test. A positive test with Benedict's reagent is shown by a color change from clear blue to brick red with a precipitate. Generally, Benedict's test detects the presence of aldehydes, alpha hydroxyketones, and hemiacetals, including those that occur in certain ketoses. Although the ketoses fructose is not strictly a reducing sugar, it is an alpha hydroxyketone and gives a positive test because it is converted to the aldoses glucose and mannose by the base in the reagent. Benedict's test operates by reducing sugars that are heated in the presence of an alkali into powerful reducing species known as indiols. The newly formed indiols proceed to reduce cupric compounds present in the Benedict's reagent to cuprous compounds which are precipitated as insoluble red copper oxide. It is named after American chemist Stanley Benedict. Organic analysis. To test for the presence of monosaccharides and reducing disaccharides sugars in the food sample is dissolved in water and a small amount of Benedict's reagent is added. Then, during a water bath, which is usually 4 to 10 minutes, the solution should progress through the colors of the blue with no reducing sugar present, orange, yellow, green, red, and then brick red precipitate, or brown if a high concentration of reducing sugar is present. A color change would signify the presence of reducing sugar. First of all, we take substance in water plus 3 ml Benedict solution, then boil for few minutes and then allow to cool. If there is observed red, green, yellow precipitate is obtained, then it is confirmed that reducing sugar such as glucose is present. If another experiment, if we take substance in water and plus 3 ml Benedict solution, then boil for few minutes and then allow to cool. If solution remains clear and or is little blue, then it is confirmed that reducing sugar is not present. The common disaccharides, lactose and maltose, are directly detected by Benedict's reagent because each contains a glucose with a free reducing aldehyde moiety after isomerization. Sucrose, it is also known as table sugar, contains two sugars, fructose and glucose, joined by their glycosidic bond in such a way as to prevent the glucose undergoing isomerization to an aldehyde or fructose to alpha hydroxyketone form. Sucrose is a non-reducing sugar which does not react with Benedict reagent. Sucrose indirectly produces a positive result with Benedict reagent if heated with dilute hydrochloric acid prior to the test, although it is modified during this treatment as the acidic conditions and heat break the glycosidic bond in sucrose through the hydrolysis. The products of the sucrose decomposition are glucose and fructose, both of which can be detected by the Benedict's reagent. Starch do not react or react very poorly with the Benedict reagent due to the relatively small number of reducing sugar moieties which occur only at the ends of the carbohydrate chains. Other carbohydrates which produce a negative result include inositol. Benedict reagent can also be used to test for the presence of the glucose in urine, elevated levels of which is known as glucose. As the color of obtained precipitate can be used to infer the quantity of sugar present in the solution, the test is semi-quantitative. A greenish precipitate indicates about 0.5 gram concentration. Yellow precipitate indicates that 1 gram percent concentration. Orange indicates 1.5 gram percent concentration and red indicates 2 gram percent or higher concentration. And now there are classification of the sugars. On the basis of hydrolytic behavior, sugar can be classified as follows. First one is monosaccharides and second one is disaccharides and last one is polysaccharides. First of all, we will discuss about monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are those sugars which cannot be hydrolyzed into simpler sugars or carbohydrates are known as monosaccharides. Their general formula is CH2ON, where N is equal to 3 or higher. On the basis of number of carbon atoms, these are further classified as trioses if there are 3 carbon atoms present in the molecule. Then it will be known as trioses. If 4 carbons are present, then tetroses. If 5 carbon are present, then it will be known as pentoses. And if 6 carbon atoms are present, then it will be known as hexoses. Further, monosaccharides containing aldehyde group are called aldoses, while those containing ketone group, then it will be known as ketoses. For example, glyceraldehyde having 3 carbon atoms, then it will be known as aldotriose. Glucose having 6 carbon atoms, then it will be known as aldohexose. Fructose also having 6 carbon atoms, and it will be known as ketohexose. Monosaccharides containing 5 or 6 carbon atoms are more stable in cyclic form. Glucose is an aldose. It is also called dextrose and it is also known as grape sugar, and then it is also known as blood sugar. Glucose occurs both in free and combined state, and glucose also free state occurs in fruits, honey, human blood, and urine. In combined state, it occurs as disaccharides and polysaccharides. Glucose is colorless, odorless, crystalline solid. Its melting point is 146 degrees Celsius. Glucose is highly soluble in water and it is also a source of energy. Naturally occurring glucose exists as D-glucose and interconversion of open chain structure to cyclic structure. And we will discuss about fructose. Uh, Fructose is a ketohexose. Fructose occurs both in free and combined state. Fructose free state occurs in fruits. Fructose combined state exists as disaccharides or polysaccharides. Sucrose, fructose is a colorless and a crystalline solid. Its melting point is 102.4 degrees Celsius. Fructose is highly soluble in water and fructose is used as a sweetening agent in confectionery as a substitute for the cane sugar. And fructose is a 5-atom ring having keto group. Dextrose, glucose is major monosaccharides. Others are fructose found in honey and many fruits, galactose which is milk sugar. Such sugars do not readily crystallize. These examples are monosaccharides. First one is glucose and second one is fructose and next one is galactose. Glucose having aldehyde group, fructose having ketone group. Then glucose is aldose sugar, and fructose is cyclohexose sugar. Disaccharides. Disaccharides, which is formed by two monosaccharides unit upon hydrolysis, is known as disaccharide. For example, sucrose, lactose, maltose. It is also known as table sugar. Sucrose, a disaccharide formed from condensation of a molecule of glucose and a molecule of fructose. A disaccharide is the sugar formed when two monosaccharides, simpler sugars, are joined by glycosidic linkage. Like monosaccharides, disaccharides are soluble in water. Three common examples are sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Disaccharides are one of the four chemical grouping of the carbohydrates, which is monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. The most common types of the disaccharides, sucrose, lactose, and maltose, having 12 carbon atoms with the general formula C12H22O11. The differences in these disaccharides are due to atomic arrangement within the molecule. The joining of the simple sugars into a double sugar happens by a condensation reaction which involves the elimination of a water molecule from the functional groups only, breaking apart a double sugar into its two simple sugars is accomplished by hydrolysis with the help of a type of enzyme called disaccharidase, as building the larger sugar ejects a water molecule, breaking it down consumes a water molecule. These reactions are vital in metabolism. Each disaccharide is broken down with the help of a corresponding disaccharidase, saccharase, lactase, and maltase. There are two functionally different classes of disaccharides. First one is reducing disaccharides and second one is non-reducing saccharides. Reducing disaccharides, in which one monosaccharide, the reducing sugar of pair, still has a free hemiacetal unit that can perform as a reducing aldehyde group. For example, lactose, maltose, cellulose are examples of the reducing disaccharides, each with one hemiacetal unit, the other occupied by glycosidic bond, which prevents it from acting as a reducing agent. Non-reducing disaccharides, in which component monosaccharides bond through an acetal linkage between their anomeric centers. This results in neither monosaccharide being left with a hemiacetal unit that is free to act as reducing agent. Sucrose and trehalose are examples of non-reducing disaccharides because their glycosidic bond is between their respective hemiacetal carbon atoms. The reduced chemical reactivity of non-reducing sugars in comparison to reducing sugars may be an advantage where stability in storage is important. The formation of a disaccharide molecule from two monosaccharide molecules proceeds by displacing a hydroxyl radical from one molecule and a hydrogen nucleus, a proton from the other, so that the now vacant bonds on monosaccharides joining the two monomers together. The vacant bonds on the hydroxyl radical and the proton unite in their turn, forming a molecule of water that then goes goes free because of removal of water molecule from the product. The term of the convenience for such a process is dehydration reaction, also condensation reaction, or it is also known as dehydration synthesis. For example, milk sugar, lactose is a disaccharide made by condensation of one of molecule of each of the monosaccharides, glucose and galactose, whereas disaccharides, sucrose in sugarcane and sugar beet is a condensation product of the glucose, and fructose, maltose and other common disaccharides is condensed from two glucose molecules. The dehydration reaction that bonds monosaccharides into two disaccharides and also bonds monosaccharides into more complex polysaccharides forms what are called glycosidic bonds. The glycosidic bond can be formed between any hydroxyl group on the component monosaccharide. So even if both component sugars are the same, different bond combinations and stereochemistry result in disaccharides that are distereoisomers with different chemical and physical properties. Depending on the monosaccharide constituents, disaccharides are sometimes crystalline, sometimes water soluble, and sometimes sweet tasting and sticky feeling. Sucrose is also known as table sugar. Sucrose occurs in sugar and white apple, apricot, mango, almond, coffee, and sucrose is formed by concentration of glucose and fructose by a glycosidic linkage. Lactose is found in milk of all animals. Lactose does not occur in plants. Third one is polysaccharides, those carbohydrates which give more than 9 monosaccharide units upon hydrolysis are known as polysaccharides. These are natural polymers of high molecular mass, and these monosaccharide units are linked together by glycosidic linkage. For example, starch, glycogen, and cellulose, etc. Both starch and cellulose have formula C6H10O5N. Polysaccharides are amorphous solids, and also these are insoluble in water. Polysaccharides are tasteless, and these are also called non-sugars. These are storehouse of energy. Polysaccharides are structural element of the cell. Polysaccharides store their food as starch, while animals store their food as glycogen. It means that plants store their food as starch, while animals store their food as glycogen. Glycogen is a highly branched polymer. It is present in liver and muscle. Starch. Starch is a polysaccharide. It is a polymer of alpha-D glucose. Its formula is C6H10O5N. Plants store their food as starch. It is an energy source in human diet. Occurrence of the starch. Starch occurs in wheat, rice, maize, potatoes, barley. It is not a pure compound. It is a mixture of two polysaccharides. First one is amylose and second one is amylopectin. Starch contains 10 to 20% of amylose, and also starch contains 80 to 90% of amylopectin. These components can be separated Amylose is soluble in water. It gives deep blue color with iodine. Amylopectin is insoluble in water. It does not give color with iodine. Starch is used in coating and sizing of paper to improve the writing qualities. Starch is used in laundering. It is also used in manufacture of the glucose and ethyl alcohol. While on the other hand side, other example is cellulose. Cellulose is a polymer of beta D glucose. Cellulose is the most abundant natural polymer. About 10 billion tons of cellulose is produced each year. Cotton contains 99% cellulose. Woody part of the trees contain more than 50% of cellulose. It is mainly found in plant kingdom. It is also present in marine animals. Unbranched polymer of beta-D-glucose consisting of large number up to 2500 of glucose residues joined to each other through beta-1,4 linkages. Cellulose is a colorless amorphous solid. Cellulose has low melting point and decomposes on heating and also insoluble in water. It is used to make fibers. It is also used as food by living organisms. It stimulates intestinal peristalsis. It is not digested by human beings due to lack of cellulase enzyme in human body. Glycogen is also called an animal starch. Glycogen occurs in liver and muscles. It is also found in mushrooms and yeast. Its structure is close to amylopectin. It has one four and one six glycosidic however, high strong and amylopectin gives glucose unit. Cellulose having one four linkages, while glycogen having two linkages. First one is one four linkages and also one six glycosidic linkages. Now there is sweetening agent. The Food and Drug Regulations govern the following definitions. For example, sugars, all monosaccharides and disaccharides used for nutrition labeling purposes. Natural sweeteners like sucrose and fructose give sweetness to a substance, but they also contain calories which can be harmful to humans when taken in extra quantity. Artificial sweeteners are substances that are used as substitutes for natural sugar like sucrose. They contain low calories. They are many times sweeter than regular sugar. So they are also referred to as intense sweeteners. Some of them are so sweet that dextrose or maltodextrin is added to reduce the intense sweetness of the artificial sweetening agents. These sweetening agents are generally obtained from the substitutes of synthetic sugar, but they can also be formed from the natural substances including herbs and sugar itself. Artificial sweetener is one of the most attractive substitutes to the sugar as it does not add many calories in our diet. It can be used directly in the processed food as in dairy products, candy, soft drinks. baked goods, jams, and many other food. It can also be used after mixing it with starch-based sweeteners. How does artificial sweetening agent work? For a sweetening agent to work properly, a sweetener should be soluble in water and it should readily bind with a receptor molecule present on the surface of the tongue. The receptor is actually connected with a G protein, and when sweetener binds with receptor, the G protein starts dissociating, which in turn activates a nearby enzyme and triggers a sequence of events in which signals are transmitted to and are interpreted by the brain. The interaction between the receptor and sweetener accounts for the sweetness of an artificial sweetening agent. Common artificial sweetener, first one is saccharin. It was discovered in 1879 and is considered as the oldest non-nutritive sweetener. Sucrose is about 300 times less sweet than saccharin, but it has a bitter aftertaste. It cannot be used in products where baking of food is necessary as it becomes unstable when it is heated, but it can be used to sweeten candies, drinks, and toothpaste. Second sweetening agent is aspartame. In 1879, aspartame was discovered and it was found that it is approximately 200 times sweeter than sugar. It is a dipeptide methyl ester and its name is aspartyl phenylalanine 1-methyl ester. It is commonly used as tabletop sweetener and is also used in a variety of foods. When it is heated, it breaks down into amino acids and loses its sweetness, so it cannot be used for baked foods as it becomes unstable. At cooking temperature, it is only used in soft drinks and cold foods. Advantages of artificial or sweetening agent or artificial sweeteners. Weight control. If someone wants to lose their weight, then they should use an artificial sweetening agent as virtually it carries zero calories. 1 gram of sugar carries 4 calories and 1 teaspoon of sugar contains about 4 gram of sugar. So by eating 1 teaspoon also we gain 16 calories. So in case of a weight control, artificial sweetening agent is the best option. Second advantages is diabetes. It also helps in controlling the diabetes as it does not raise the blood sugar levels because it does not contain the carbohydrates in it. Sweetening ingredient: any sugar, invert sugar, honey, dextrose, glucose or glucose solid, any combination of these in dry or liquid form. Designed for sweetening fruits, vegetables and their products and substitutes. Maple syrup. Maple syrup is a popular natural sweetener that is claimed to be healthier and more nutritious than sugar. Maple syrup is a syrup usually made from the xylem sap of sugar maple, red maple, or black maple trees. There, it can also be made from other maple species. In cold climates, these trees store starch in their trunks and roots before winter. The starch is then converted to sugar that rises in the sap. In late winter and early spring, maple trees are tapped by drilling holes into their trunks and collecting the exuded sap, which is processed by heating to evaporate much of the water, leaving the concentrated syrup. Most trees produce 20 to 60 liters of the sap per season. Maple syrup was first made and used by indigenous peoples of the North America, and the practice was adopted by European settlers who gradually refined production methods. Technological improvements in 1970 further refined syrup processing. There are two main steps to maple syrup production. A hole is drilled in a maple tree so that its sap pours into a container. The sap is boiled until most of the water evaporates, leaving a thick sugary syrup, which is then filtered to remove impurities. Now there is an sweetener. A sugar substitute is a food additive that provides a sweet taste like that of sugar while containing significantly less food energy than sugar-based sweeteners, making it a zero calorie or low calorie sweetener. Any food additive listed as a sweetener that includes both sugar, alcohols and high-intensity sweeteners such as acesulfame, potassium, aspartame and saccharose. Sugar substitutes are used instead of sugar for a number of reasons, including dental care. Carbohydrates and sugars usually adhere to tooth enamel, where bacteria feed upon them and quickly multiply. The bacteria convert the sugar to acids that decay the teeth. Sugar substitutes, unlike sugar, do not erode teeth as they are not fermented by the microflora of the dental plaque. A sweetener that may benefit dental health is xylitol, which tends to prevent bacteria from adhering to the tooth surface, preventing plaque formation and eventually decay. Second one is glucose metabolism. People with diabetes have difficulty regulating their blood sugar levels and need to limit their sugar intake. Many artificial sweeteners allow sweet tasting food without increasing blood glucose. Others do release energy but are metabolized more slowly, preventing in blood glucose. A concern is that overconsumption of food and beverages made more appealing with sugar substitutes may increase a risk of developing diabetes. Sugar alcohols. Sugar alcohols are used as a substitute for sugar in certain foods, particularly those that are labeled sugar-free or no added sugar. Sugar alcohols, also called polyhydric alcohols, polyalcohols, alditols, or glycetols, are organic compounds typically derived from sugars containing one hydroxyl group attached to each carbon atom. They are white, water-soluble solids that can occur naturally or be produced industrially by hydrogenation of sugars. Since they contain multiple hydroxyl groups, They are classified as polyols. Sugar alcohols are used widely in food industry as thickeners and sweeteners. In commercial foodstuffs, sugar alcohols are commonly used in place of table sugar like sucrose, often in combination with high-intensity artificial sweeteners in order to offset their low sweetness. Xylitol and sorbitol are popular sugar alcohols in commercial foods. Their chemical formula or structure. Sugar alcohols have general formula OHCH2 N2 CHOH and CH2OH. Now dehydrated to give cyclic ethers. Sorbitol can be dehydrated to isosorbide. Their production: sorbitol and mannitol. Mannitol is no longer obtained from natural sources. Currently, sorbitol and mannitol are obtained by hydrogenation of sugars using Raney-Nichols catalyst. The conversion of glucose and mannose to sorbitol and mannitol. More than 1 million tons of sorbitol are produced in this way every year. Xylitol and lactitol are obtained similarly. Erythritol is obtained by fermentation of glucose and sucrose. Health effects: sugar alcohols do not contribute to tooth decay. On the contrary, xylitol is a deterrent to tooth decay. Sugar alcohols are absorbed at 50% of the rate of sugars, resulting in less of an effect on blood sugar levels as measured by comparing their effect to sucrose using the glycemic index. The unabsorbed sugar alcohols may cause bloating and diarrhea due to their osmotic effect if consumed in sufficient amounts. Thank you.